Hello, everybody. So, this is the meditation part of donning the rainbow cloak, meeting the master healers, sliding into the dark. So, close your eyes. I will be taking you through images so you can peek every once in a while when I shift who I'm talking about, but just close your eyes for now. Take a deep breath. Drop your awareness into your torso. Feel the expansion with the inhale, the contraction with the exhale. Let go of all thoughts. Just allow yourself to be in that place of inner darkness, being held, embraced in that space within. We have gone through exploring and meeting the energies and faces of the mythos that underpins this donning the rainbow cloak soul pilgrimage voyage, this journey. It all hinges around this god of healing, this god of medicine, Asclepius, and all the players around his story. And in this meditation, you will open to being called to who is going to guide you through this particular reflection of this journey for you, this soul pilgrimage. There are 9 different energies that we come to, that can come to us, that shape this story. So who comes to you at this time? So first we meet Apollo. Apollo, who is the father of Asclepius, and among many, many things, the god of prophecy, healing. He is a sun god. He is the light. And he is connected to Snake, his sacred temple. Well, many temples, but his sacred location, Delphi, the Oracle of Delphi. Sacred to Apollo is a place that he went to that was that housed this great snake, this great python, and he battled it, overcame it. And this is what this statue is, and created this place of another place of pilgrimage that people would go to all over the ancient world to seek the oracle. This priestess woman, the Pythia, again a reflection of the snake, that was the earpiece and the voice of the gods. So Apollo is, and with his muses, his 9 muses, he is the god of healing and inspiration and creativity. He is the connection to the light. And there is also Asclepius's mother, the mortal lover of Apollo, who was betrayed by him, shamed by him, because of something she may or may not have done. And as she lay dying, she said to Apollo, okay, punish me, but must our child also be punished? And so Apollo took the child and took him to be fostered. So Coronis comes to us to remind us of the wounds that threaten our very essence. That sense of betrayal and abandonment that we may have experienced. And then we have Hades, who another polarity to Apollo. If Apollo is the father and Coronis is the mother, Apollo is the connection to the light, and Hades is the connection to the dark. He is the god of the underworld who challenged Asclepius's healing powers when he was an adult, and renowned throughout the ancient world for his power to even bring someone so ill back from the edge of death. And that did not make Hades happy because, of course, as the god of the underworld, he was the house of the place that housed the dead. And so he complained to Zeus. And there was that whole story there of what happened to Asclepius because of the challenge of Hades. So Hades speaks for the dark, that there has to be that balance. If there is the light, there must be the dark, and the confrontation that we can experience in the dark. And we're seeing this thread already of the snake coming through. Feels perhaps like a more tenuous connection with Hades, but his dog, Cerberus, the three-headed dog, has said to have a tail that is a serpent, and also snakes that come from his fur itself. And interestingly, Cerberus, if you go back to the very, 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 very ancient beginnings of what somebody would name a favored dog, although he looks so terrifying with his three heads and the snake tail and all of these heads coming out from his fur. Apparently, Cerberus translates as spotted, or basically spot. So Hades' dog was named Spot. A bit of levity in the dark. So then we have, again, these balances that come. Chiron, the wounded healer. And Chiron was the mentor and the teacher of Asclepius. As a child, Apollo brought Asclepius to Chiron. The centaurs lived on the top of Mount Pelion, and there were snakes that lived on that mount as well. And the centaurs were masters of, especially Chiron, of the healing arts, the herbs that were all over the mountain. And so Chiron taught this to Asclepius, but he himself embodies this duality that is within one being itself, not Apollo as light and Hades as dark, but this animal instinct in the horse body, with the mind and the reason of man that is the top part of the centaur. And so how to find this way of integrating the duality of instinct and reason, but also in Chiron himself, who was wounded, and although he was a master healer, he could not heal his own wound. And so there is within this one being as well this balance between potential anguish, the wound that will not heal, and potential healing, which is the knowledge and the wisdom of all of the healing arts. Athena. So Athena was the benefactor to Asclepius, and she saw the talent, the mastery that he brought to his craft, and gifted him with the blood of Medusa, who we will also meet. And these two vials, there was one vial of blood that was taken from the left side and of her, and the other from the right, and one of them had the gift of healing, and the other could bring on death. So Athena brings this reflection of being both a blesser and a curser. And she has this as well with the snake, which is part of her wisdom. And you can see that in her cloak. But the owl, which she also represents her owl, her wisdom. So consequences are a part of what Athena teaches us as well. And that is reflected in Medusa, who is the one that Athena cursed. Medusa was the priestess, one of the priestesses of her temple. And again, another betrayal that happened. She was raped by Poseidon. And that question of why it was that Athena did not challenge Poseidon, but instead looked to her priestess and punished her for what had happened. She transformed her beautiful hair into snakes, and there was that rage and the pain and the grief that Medusa carries within her, carries forward, so that anyone that looks upon her face becomes petrified, becomes turned to stone. And so, again, a different reflection from Coronis. Coronis is the betrayal that subsumes us, and the pain turned within. But Medusa is that pain turned outwards into the anger that is brought out into the world. So these are all the energies which sort of lay that foundation to the story of Asclepius. How the experiences that we have can cause the wounds that continue to inform, and how that transpires forward, how that continues to have ripple effects or consequences. But then we turn to, there's three final energies to bring us to a place of healing and wholeness. So first, there is Hygeia. And Hygeia is the daughter of Asclepius. Her name gives us the basis of hygiene, which is, how we keep ourselves clean, and good hygiene is foundational to good health. We need to dispel the dirt and the grime, and that which can cause infection and festering. And that's not just on a physical level, this is on an emotional and a mental level as well. And she is very connected, obviously, with the waters, the cleansing waters. When you go to the Asclepia, to the healing centers, the first place that you go is to the baths, and you cleanse and purify, and that prepares you for being open to the healing that will come through the dream. So the meeting the god of healing, which is Asclepius, through dream. So Hygeia is about purification and release, the melting and the softening that comes with being open to our emotions and allowing things to flow. If Medusa is the hardening, Hygeia is the softening, and Asclepius is the restoration and the renewal. Asclepius is the invitation to return to wholeness, the wholeness that we experience when we truly enter the liminal, when we embrace the light and the dark, the pain and the strength, the life and the death, the engagement and the release. That it is the weaving of all of these that comes to the anchoring of wholeness within. And certainly, weaving and slithering through all of this is the snake, the serpent, the Asclepian snake. And this is the center, the power of transformation itself, the impetus to move into healing and wholeness and return to essence, the essence which contains all of those elements, the whole truth of who we are. So these are all the energies of the master healer. So the master healers, I say, as being Medusa and Hygeia and Asclepius, but all of these play their part. So gaze upon these 9 energies. And then close your eyes and breathe into your center. Just be open to allowing whichever of these energies is the one that is meant to be the foundation of this particular journey through donning the rainbow cloak, this particular reflection of this soul pilgrimage. And allow a number between 1 and 9 to come to you. And so, if you chose number 1, or if number 1 came to you, that is Coronis. That is the wound that is informed by betrayal and shame, the wound that turns inwards to potential destruction that needs to be addressed. If you chose 2, it is Asclepius himself, the energy of restoration and renewal, that pole star of wholeness that guides us forth. If you chose 3, it is Medusa, that reflection of Coronis, a different reflection of the pain of betrayal, but that which is that grief reflected outwards in anger and fury upon the world, to self-detriment and detriment of others as well, needing to challenge that which petrifies. If you chose number 4, it is Hygeia, purification and release, the melting and softening that comes with allowing emotions to flow. The sacred waters of our tears. If you chose 5, this is Hades, the connection to the dark, the necessity for confrontation and for release, allowing things to die, recognizing it's necessary for things to die. If you chose 6, it is the snake, the power of transformation itself, that impetus to slough off, the recognition of the sacredness of letting go of the old. Number 7 is Chiron, the wounded healer. That interplay of anguish and healing and anguish and healing and anguish and healing, emotion and reason. 8 is Apollo, the connection to the light, that which draws us forward, the inspiration, the ways in which our process can be reflected through our creativity. And 9, if you chose 9, it is Athena, the blesser and the curser. The one who invites us to look at the power of consequence. So breathe, deep breath into the torso. Just take a moment to sit with who has come up for you, who has chosen to work with you through this journey, through the dark, back into the light. And take 3 deep centering breaths to start to bring yourself back into the here and now, to the place where you are. Each breath bringing you back into conscious awareness of your surroundings. When you're ready, open up your eyes. And I invite you to take what has come to you today and sit with it, journal about it, see what comes up, what symbols, images come up, and then create your soul pilgrimage collage from the inspiration of this meditation. And we will see you again.